Why does everything gotta be so complicated? I see the way. Oh, what the hell? Chris Chan did what to his mom? Oh, he was corresponding with a psychopath. Imagine my shock. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Tom Dark. Grab some popcorn and an energy beverage of choice for this one. You're gonna need to wash out the taste left by today's topic. By now, I'm sure you've all heard of the more recent news around Chris Chan. In short, it was found out that Chris had a super loving and close relationship with his mother in a way that nobody really expected him to. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. In all seriousness, I don't think it was a super major surprise that Chris did this. It's more of a, wow, today I found out that a guy who has been documented online for a decade raped his elderly mother. That's really special. This is totally a world worth saving. But most people thought that was basically the end of it. You know, Chris was arrested. It looked like he would be going to trial. And the story past that point is kind of, over apart from whatever news we get from inside the jail. And at least that's what I thought. Shout out to all of the people committing crimes in his general area, by the way, so that once they're inside jail, they can pull phones out of their asses to post about the happenings on Twitter. Your service is respected and appreciated. I salute you, soldier. As seems to be the case with Chris Chan, though, the story just never ends, and it's taken a very dark turn. Darker than I could have ever imagined, and darker than I think any of you could have ever imagined as well. The way a lot of people initially found out about Chris doing this to his mom was through a leaked phone call, which was recorded, where he described what was happening in disgusting detail while speaking to some female. She sounds like a late teen to young adult, but we don't know much about her, honestly. At the time, information was extremely limited. One thing a lot of people noted was that the person in the call seemed to be enjoying themselves. They're listening to Chris describe fucking his mom and this twisted relationship he has. And they're kind of encouraging him, they're getting something out of it. And it's a very strange kind of situation, what is going on here. And as it turns out, as far as the encouragement goes, that could very well be the case here, as well as some manipulation. Thanks to a thread on Gossip and General Degeneracy, maybe, forum, Kiwi Farms, we have some information, some of which is verified and some of which is not, about the person in the call with Chris. I'm a lonely 4chan dweller in college for computer engineering. I'm unsuccessfully attempting to fit in with the bitchy girls I'm surrounded with. Roast me. This is one of the cringiest pick-me posts on Reddit I've ever read. Unfortunately, this person is not just cringeworthy, though. It gets much, much worse. Isabella Janke is the female voice on the infamous leaked phone calls of Chris Chan. After having been identified, an extremely disturbing internet footprint was revealed, including similar patterns of harassment and manipulation, and other acts such as animal abuse. The thread then goes on to outline a pretty detailed and semi-cogent history of who she is and the various atrocities she's supposedly committed. If true, they're certainly extensive. The thread is a bit of a mess in terms of formatting. I'm pretty sure it's just because of the sheer amount of information that was being added to it as it was created. I mean, it was started on August 1st and it already has 1,000 pages, so a lot of people are frequenting it, a lot of people are using it. It's more popular than any point of discussion on the site right now. Even more popular than Chris himself. And really reading through it, if you take the time to go if you find an archive or something, because it's kind of hard to get on Kiwi right now, it is a truly fucked thread. And that's kind of the sentiment I'm seeing from the YouTube community. It's like, Chris Chan was bad enough. Why did this have to be kind of the anti-Chris, Why did it have to be this, insane woman? According to this, Isabella was in contact with Chris for over a year, including various successful attempts to extort him for money. She even bragged about having his bank account info at a few points in the DMs, and hacking him. A lot of people are saying this was likely actually some social engineering she was doing, where she basically tricks Chris into giving her his bank passwords and shit. Keep in mind that the person she was stealing from is an extremely autistic and mentally ill individual. Apparently she was toying with him and trying to get him to do various disgusting acts for her own, pleasure. As many have speculated, she was possibly suggesting that Chris do what eventually happened with his mom. People have claimed that eventually she planned to get him to kill himself while she recorded for her own sick pleasure. A lot of people are subsequently calling her a psychopath or a sociopath, either of which terms could be warranted or applicable considering all of this. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on that because I'm not. Shout out to all of the 18-year-old girls going to school for psychology because they like true crime shows. Maybe one of them, can explain it to me. Apparently, she also has a history of animal abuse, including boiling a hamster alive and purchasing other pets just so that she could harm them. and talk about it on her twisted little circle of Discord friends. According to this, she has some very strange sexual preferences, which, why not? Why wouldn't she, right? Like, it just comes with the territory, I guess. The thread claims that she adopted a cat and overfed it so that it would shit and fart a lot because it turned her on. And as for the claim of one person, which I've seen no verification for, they claim that she was involved in the suicide of a student on campus, potentially being involved in some bullying there, some extreme bullying. I don't know all the details there. All I can really say is that, according to the thread at least, this guy writing the thread claims to have talked to people from her school, as well as Isabella herself. He basically said that she was in a Discord server with other kids on campus, and there was some trans individual there. But apparently they ended up bullying this trans person to the point that they killed themselves. And then, as a way to kind of cover up their tracks, Isabella and some of her friends began spamming gore to the server as a way to get it shut down, because if Discord staff sees a bunch of gore in a server, they'll be alerted. If they get reported, they'll just delete the server, they'll terminate it. And that would mean that there would be no evidence of what happened. So it's possible that's the case. I don't know for sure. That's kind of the case with this whole thread. It's like there's screenshots, there's some pictures, there's some audio recordings. It's all very interesting. And I'm kind of on the side leaning that, Isabella's probably guilty of most of this. She's probably a pretty sick person, but I don't know for sure, and at the end of the day, I'm just waiting for more verification. The thread goes on to say that she is not alone in this. Apparently she has like a little circle of strange, spurgy Zoomers who have involved themselves with Chris in their free time. And of course, this all goes back to the federal government in some way, as these things often do. In particular, because Isabella's father is a former Navy SEAL and a government contractor, and her family has a Ivy League legacy. This has led to many a conspiracy theory about CIA or government involvement or some kind of federal presence here. People are questioning why Isabella is going to a relatively mediocre school considering how educated her family is and how highly esteemed they are, leading to further speculation about her past and maybe disciplinary action she had to face. So yeah, it's really a developing story with people trying to figure out more about this girl and the various atrocities she's committed. News articles are coming out about it. And it's not been particularly easy to find information online with rampant rumors going around because Kiwi Farms is currently being DDoSed, meaning the website is being targeted by someone who wants to take it offline. I can't claim to be an expert on the matter, but what I can say is that the official Kiwi Twitter claims that this is a DDoS attack that they haven't really seen before. It's consistent, it's done through expensive and not super easy to attain technology. It's also being done by someone who is spending all of their time trying to get the site offline consistently. This has, of course, led to more conspiracy theories about what the truth could be or what's going on here, who wants the site down, why they want the site down, etc. And while I can't completely speak to the veracity of any of these claims, although there are a lot of screenshots and pictures and info coming out from Isabella, and I would say there's probably a lot of truth to them, what I can definitely do is try to talk about the discourse around this, in my opinion. Firstly, I've seen some people say that this should absolve Chris Chan of all responsibility. For example, Hot Diggity Demon made a post on Twitter claiming that this basically takes the blame off of Chris with his little meme. And, I like Hot Diggity Demon, but I have to say that I think this is retarded. I mean, whether or not this girl was trying to get Chris to fuck his mom, whether or not she was encouraging it, which could be true because, as we've seen in the past, Chris is very open to suggestion of basically any and all kinds. But I don't think that absolves him of any responsibility. At the end of the day, Chris may be lower functioning than most of society. He has autism, and he also appears to be mentally ill beyond that. But regardless, if he can be tricked or goaded this easy into raping his own mother, then I think he needs to be out of the public, right? I don't think there should be a debate on this. I don't think there's any dispute. I don't know if he should be in prison. I think maybe there should be some other facility he's going to where he can't hurt people and he's locked away or something like that. I'm not completely sure. Ultimately, I think the state will deal with it in the way, the best way possible. But he needs to be somewhere that he's taken care of and dealt with. He needs to not be among the general population. Regardless of what anyone says, the damage he did to his mother is real. And even if he didn't understand the gravity of the situation, he still did it. He still caused real harm to his very real mother. And he could easily cause harm to other people. He also has a history of other sexual misconduct, so it's not like this is a one-off incident, This guy has shown repeatedly that he doesn't have a complete respect for people's personal boundaries, people's personal space, and this is obviously the complete extreme of that. I think it shows that, he's not capable of living in normal everyday society, whether that be completely on his own or because of 10 years of trolling and harassment. I can't say, some people will claim that. I'm not going to claim to be the Christian expert because I'm not. I just kind of loosely follow the story. But, you know, even if there is some truth to that, the guy still needs to be somewhere where he can't hurt other people or himself. That's the bottom line, and I hope the legal process will deal with that accordingly. If what has been said is true about Isabella Loretta Janke, whatever her name is, then she should be put in jail or prison for sure. But I don't know if that's going to happen, to be honest. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's all chat logs and it's all info gathered from pictures, etc. I'm sure once the info started getting out, Isabella, you know, deleted her accounts and deleted DMs and wiped everything to the best of her ability. So, you know, it may be kind of hard for an investigation to go through. It's going to make it extremely difficult, especially for something that has so much press attention on the story already. You know, the truth is undoubtedly going to be muddled. I mean, just imagine like a few middle-aged cops or, you know, some federal investigators even having to go over this information and having tips sent to them and trying to sort out like what the fuck happened. And if what people are saying about potential government connections is true, you know, with her family, it's possible that she'll have some help from people in higher places. Overall, it's just a super strange story, and I can't imagine what it will be like for investigators. Additionally, I know there's a lot of memes about how she has big tits or whatever, you know, and you can meme about that all you want, but I promise you guys, you cannot fix her. She will bite off your dick, shit on it, and then eat it whole before telling you to kill yourself. Then again, I mean, there are some people who want that, you know, there are some rather down bad individuals, perhaps even in my own comment section, that are interested in that kind of activity. So hey, if that's what you want, you know, that's what you want to do, that's the kind of content you're interested in, hit her up on Discord. Maybe she's looking for someone just like you. I guess to wrap up this video, overall, the Christian story has just gotten darker and darker. It's one of those things that is disgusting and terrible by every caliber. But at the same time, you know, I just want to watch it play out. I'm not ready to look away yet. Morbid fascination, I guess, is what I have. You know, there's no story quite like this online that has gone quite this way. If there's another big development, I'll probably post a video about it because I find it interesting. I don't know if I'll do a video about it on the main channel. I think news type videos like this are warranted from me more on this channel, and people want to see it from me. But as far as like a deep dive on Christian, so many people have already done that, and I'm not so keen on doing it. Anyhow, thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you didn't. I'm sorry for putting you through this experience. But more uploads are coming soon, nevertheless. Hope you liked this one, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.